I'm still at onlinemoneyclass.com. In fact, that webinar is just going live right now. So if you're over there, you'll be able to follow along with me on the PowerPoint presentation, okay, the slide deck that we have at onlinemoneyclass.com. And also, obviously, for those of you that don't make it over to onlinemoneyclass.com, you'll be able to check this out right here on your Facebook page. And you'll also be able to share this with some other people as well. So I'm about to go ahead and get this party started. I got 9 o'clock, okay, Eastern Standard Time. So hopefully those of you who are joining me right now is going to have an opportunity to kind of, really focus over the course of the next 30 minutes, because I truthfully believe that this information that you're going to hear is not only going to prepare you, but it's going to prepare hundreds, if not thousands, if not tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of people over the course of the next few years, as our economy that's going to go through something pretty significant. Okay. Again, if you're just joining me, my name is Rico McCamey. I'm the president and CEO of a company that we call Nove. Tonight, I'm here to talk about 10 ways to prepare for the coming recession. And if somebody is just sending you this link, if they just shared it on their Facebook page, or if those same individuals, maybe they actually told you to go to onlinemoneyclass.com. If that is the case, I want to be able to preference this information before I get into it. Rico, who are you? Who is Nove? Okay, this company's been around since 2014, and I'm not going to go into deep details about our company here tonight, because tonight I'm just going to go into some information. That's all it is information, and it's up to you what you do with that information. But I truthfully believe that if you stay on this call, if you stay on this webinar, if you stay on this Facebook Live from beginning to end, your life is going to start to look a lot better, if the recession comes or not. And tonight, again, we're talking about, the 10 ways to prepare for the coming recession, because a lot of people do say that the recession is coming. But what makes me qualified a little bit? I actually got into business, excuse me, back in 2001. Right before the previous recession. A lot of people lost their jobs. The real estate market was turned upside down. If you were in the financial services industry, you probably took a big hit. There were so many people that were losing their houses to foreclosure, so many people that were, going into bankruptcy. And if you're on Facebook right now, and if you were affected by that but the last recession, I just want you to drop a comment down in the comment section, whether you're on the webinar at onlinemoneyclass.com or whether you're on this Facebook Live. I just want you to drop something in there, because there were, millions of people across this country affected by the recession, whether they lost their home, whether they lost their job, whether their business went under, whether they were in the real estate and they got caught up and had multiple houses and their credit got smashed. There were so many people that got affected. And, a lot of analysts are saying that it's going to get worse with the next recession that's coming. But I was blessed and fortunate during that recession to be able to do pretty well. I actually started this company after the recession, made millions of dollars prior to that. I got started in this industry in 2001, at the age of 20 years old, and by the age of 25 was a multi-million-dollar producer. Over the course of the years, produced millions of dollars for a few different companies. In 2009, actually started my first major company in the affiliate marketing industry and produced multi-million-dollar company there, sold my interest. In 2014, we started Nove, and this company has produced millions of dollars since that point. Went on to become in the top 10% of the direct selling CEOs in the industry that I'm involved with now. I'm proud to say that. And also recently this year, elected and selected to get on the National Small Business Association's Leadership Council. Nove currently is a multi-million-dollar debt-free company, and we're nationwide helping people all across this country just to really increase their financial literacy. We inspire people to get more out of life. We educate them on ways to go about it, and we provide opportunities to make that happen. But tonight is not about Nove. What tonight is all about is some information that's going to prepare you for what they say that's coming. Most people are asking right now what's going on with the economy. If you turn on CNN, if you turn on CNBC, even a crystal ball may not answer that question. You could look at CNN and CNBC and the outlook is looking grim. Okay. They talk about, hey, things are not looking good at all. But then when you listen to POTUS, right? If you didn't know, that's the president of the United States currently. Okay. I'm not going to talk much about that. But if you listen to him, and if you listen to Fox News, they say everything is okay. There is no recession around the corner. You know, you have a lot of people who are in business right now, a lot of people who are very positive, motivational speakers. They're inspirations to our community. Some believe that the recession is right around the corner. We're talking about in the coming weeks. Some believe the coming months, and some believe nothing is wrong at all. You know, if you invest into the stock market and you watching what's been happening over the last few weeks, things could be very confusing right now. But while the economy has more or less ticked upward since the Great Recession ended, you know, in 2009, the expansion can't go on forever. So it's important that we understand that nothing lasts forever, right? So things have been going pretty good for a while. You know, you had several people since 2009, 2010 bounce right back. You know, maybe they put themselves in a position where they were making great money before that. They lost a lot of money. Now they're on track to making great money again. So before I do anything else here tonight and go through any other information, what I want to do is I want to ask you this. Are you ready today to withstand the fallout from a crashing economy? If that's what happens, okay? So I want you to ask yourself that, because you may be one of those individuals that are not listening to the media. You may not be looking at the stocks. You may not be listening to what the analysts are saying, and you may agree with POTUS. You know, you may agree with Fox News and some of these other, you know, commentators out here that believe that nothing is happening and actually it's all fear tactics, okay? You may believe that, but the question I have for you is, are you prepared either way? So what I want to do is give you 10 capital ideas to help you survive the next recession, okay? 10. Okay, so let's start off with number 1. And if you listen to me over the phone, hopefully you're going to take good notes. You know, if you're looking at me on Facebook Live, you'll have an opportunity over the course of maybe the next day or so to be able to go back and get some of these notes. But go ahead and get it as soon as you can, because this video may be gone in the very near future. So make sure you take some notes right now. If you're at onlinemoneyclass.com, you can actually see these slides as I'm going through the information, but make sure you take these notes. And what I want you to do is don't only keep this information for your benefit, but what I want you to do is to share it, okay? Because this information is truly going to put you in a position to not only change and transform your life, but change and transform the lives of other people that hear this information as well. So let's go ahead and jump into number 1. Number 1 is beef up your bank account, okay? That's number 1. Beef up your bank account. And it's kind of ironic. I don't know if many of you know, but if you follow me, you know my wife and I and my kids have all decided to go pescatarian. We don't eat meat anymore, okay? That's just a little side note. Okay, we're just eating fish like seafood and other foods, but we don't eat meat anymore. So it's kind of ironic that number 1 is beef up your bank account. My wife will probably have something to say about this after this is all over with. But the bottom line is this: if you're feeling a little flush, it is a great time to start putting money away. What I want you to do is I want you to check your savings balances. I want you to jot that down, okay? Check your savings balances. I want you to jot that down. Check your savings balances. Okay? See, because the reason why you're going to be doing that is you got to ask yourself, could you live off of your savings for the next 6 months, if not a year? See, if you didn't know, you are supposed to have 2 funds right now. Okay, now if you didn't know about those 2 funds, make sure you take these notes really quickly, because I'm going to shoot through it. But it's important you understand that in order for you to be able to make it through this recession when it comes, and if it does come, right, it's going to come. Whether it's, you know, right around the corner, whether it's a year or 2 from now, something's going to happen, because that's the way our economy works. But check this out. You got to have 2 funds right now. Not when the recession hits, but you got to have it right now. See, even before you start looking for investments that risk your hard-earned capital, okay, the money you're earning, before you start looking, okay, let me see if I can invest into some real estate, or, you know, let me see if I can get over here and put some money to Forex trading, you know, or these other, endeavors or ventures where you can be able to make some money. What I want you to do is I want you to be able to start, number 1, a mini emergency fund, and number 2, a true emergency fund. See, we teach people in our company that you got to have at least $3,000 in a mini emergency fund and at least 6 months of your expenses in a true emergency fund. Now, if you already have this in place, consider adding to your true emergency fund, extending it to a year or more. That's what we're doing. Now, we're talking about preparing for, you know, the coming recession. So we're going to exceed these goals that we had initially, with that mini emergency fund being $3,000, with the true emergency fund being 6 months. We want to go ahead and extend that a little bit, you know, if you've already been saving and if you already have that in place. Let's go ahead and go to number 2. Number two is what I call lowering your dependency rate. Lower your dependency rate. See how much your regular income goes out as fast as it comes in. Now, if you see my eyes kind of going back and forth, I want you to understand that I'm on onlinemoneyclass.com sharing some slides, and I'm looking at that camera. And I'm also on Facebook sharing no slides, but I'm also trying to look at this camera. And I also got a phone in here that I'm sharing with people who don't have access to a screen to see anything, but they're just listening. So hopefully y'all gonna work with me here. Don't know, it's like, what is that guy looking at? No, I'm actually trying to cater to the masses right now. But number two is lower your dependency rate. How much of your regular income goes out as fast as it comes in? That's a question for you to answer. See, I heard a financial advisor once say, we all need to lower our dependency rate. He said, if you spend 95% of your income on a regular basis, your dependency rate is 95%, meaning that 95 cents of every dollar coming in your house is vitally important to your solvency, okay? Or so you think. So that means the amount of money that you're spending every single month, that percentage is your dependency rate. Your goal is to decrease your rate over time, even in the face of pay increases. Even when you make more money, it doesn't mean when your income increases that your expenses should increase. That's the quickest way to remain broke. See, that's the difference between somebody gaining a mentality to be able to build wealth or just being broke on a higher level. There's individuals that I know that make $20,000 per month that are just as broke as people who live in the housing projects and hardly earn $1,500 per month. Because being broke is not a matter of how much income you earn, it's a matter of your mentality. And it's important that you understand and learn the right mentalities as we start to build towards building wealth. We're talking about building a legacy. You got to be able to change the way you think in order to change the results that you get in your life. So understand this. You may say, well, what should our rate be? You know, if I have a dependency rate, Rico, what should the rate be? Well, I like to use an easy rule of thumb. You should never spend more than 50% of your income for your household bills. 30% should go into savings or investments, and 20% should go towards your personal desires. Now, each segment of that 50, 30, 20 has subsections in there, but I think you get the picture, okay? You know, so some people, they have different models, but I choose to do it real easy in this quick teaching, 50, 30, 20. 50%, your total bills, all your expenses should stay underneath that 50%. That 30% should be savings and investments, okay? You got a little area where you're going to take some risk, okay? You got a little area where you're going to make sure you're building those funds that we're talking about. And then 20%, your personal desires. And I'm not talking about blowing all 20. I'm also talking about being able to make some contributions to the world, to help people, right? Not just going out and blowing it, on the nightclub if that's something that you love to do, or shopping. But the bottom line is you should be able to divide those things up, but keep your dependency rate lower than 50%. See, your diligence towards this issue will not only recession-proof your household, but it will also make retirement much easier. So I want you to think about that too, because many people don't think about retirement. They don't think about thriving through life. Let me tell you what most people think about: surviving through life. And see, before you know it, you'll wake up and you'll be 60, 70, 80 years old and still have no money saved, but you're still working. Still have no money invested, but you're still working. So what you need to do is follow these tips that I'm giving you. It's going to prepare you for the recession if it comes, but even if it never shows up, you'll still be financially set by the time you get ready to retire. Let's go ahead and move on to number 3. We just talked about your dependency rate. Number 3 is update your resume if you're employed or not. Some people are employed and they love their career, and some people are entrepreneurs and they don't ever want to have a job. They don't ever want to work in corporate America. But let me tell you something. Update your resume anyway. See, no job is recession proof, and many businesses aren't either. You always got to be ready to seek new employment if you need to. Keep your resume up to date, even if you're not job hunting right now. People like to bash jobs, but I'm telling you, there's some people who need jobs. Okay? Until you figure it out yourself, you got to be able to do something to make sure your family is secure. See, you never know when you'll need to send a resume quickly for some reason, if you keep that resume current, you'll be able to customize it for whatever position you seek or opportunity that you might want to take advantage of. Resumes are not just for jobs. I want everybody to understand that. You may need a professional, that's into ventures and want to get you involved, and they want to just take a look at your resume to see what's going on, okay? So you want to always make sure you keep that up to date. Be sure to highlight concisely your achievements, your job titles, and a summary of your skills. Be truthful and don't ramble. Proofread your resume so it's error-free. Some people may be looking at this and say, Rico, that's just common sense. But guess what? Common sense ain't so common. Okay, so make sure you follow me on this. See, if you're an entrepreneur and things tank during the recession, never be ashamed to do something in addition to going after your dream so you can keep your family secure. It's always important to understand that some people get depressed and that they get all bent out of shape, because they feel like they're giving up on their dream if they have to go back and get a job. Now, listen, I'm not advocating for getting a job, because I haven't had a job since the age of 21 years old. But what I am advocating for is making sure your family is secure. Making sure that you're not so stressed out that you want to go drive off the side of a building because you haven't been able to put necessary things in place to take care of you or your family successfully. I've heard several stories of what came to be multimillionaires that had to go back to work after going full time with their companies because of downtimes, because of previous recessions. I'm not saying slack up on your business. I want you to understand that. But you got to be able to be smart so your family is secure. Then even if you have to get a job, go twice as hard in your business, but have that security blanket there, while you're working everything out. So that's very, very important. Number 4, start networking now, not later. You want to start networking now. Okay. Now, again, onlinemoneyclass.com, you got the slides. You can go and actually see it. If you're on Facebook, make sure you're sharing this so this information can get out there for other people. Okay. Number 4 is start networking now, not later. Don't wait until you're desperate to network. I want everybody to follow me on that. Don't wait until you're desperate to network. Don't start sending resumes out, or if you're not even sending resumes, filling out applications. Some people, it's like different levels to this thing. Maybe you don't even have a resume. Guess what? Start doing research on how to create one. Go on Fiverr, tell somebody your skills and pay them $20 the bill you want. So you can actually put yourself, ahead of the class with other people who are looking for jobs just like you. So you want to start on that stuff now, just like number 4, start networking now, not later. Don't wait until you're desperate to network. Business people might sense that you only come around when you want something, okay? Or you're only applying because you're in a desperate situation. Networking right will constantly reward you with ideas, information, and opportunities. Instead of taking time and investing into things that are not maybe profitable for you right now, like that great show that you binge watch on the weekends, or evenings when you get off. Maybe going to a networking event to make some connections or put you in a better position so you can make sure you can thrive if the recession comes through. Look for groups or events that align with your goals. Check out alumni gatherings, industry meetings, or even your house of worship, if you go to one of those, okay? And start networking now. You want to put yourself in front of members of your industry who are at least theoretically, several rings above you on the corporate level, since these are the people who, if impressed, can help you advance in your career goals, okay? So let's go ahead and go to number 5. Number 5 is get a side hustle. How to prepare yourself for the coming recession. This is one of the most important ones. You got to be able to get a side hustle. This is the so-called gig economy. It makes it easier than ever to make money on the side, whether it's setting up yourself as an Uber driver. I'm pretty sure all you heard of Uber. You heard of Lyft. That's probably one of the highly interesting side hustles that are out there right now. People are actually doing that day by day. Anybody can just pick it up. From what I understand, if you got a clean background and your car fits a certain description. Some people start a dog sitting service. I don't know about that, but the bottom line is people are doing anything right now. Selling goods online as an affiliate of a company. You can find ways to generate extra income, okay? There are 3 things to do with this money that you're generating from your side hustle, whatever that may be. I want you to jot these down. I'm going to give them to you real quick. Save the money you earn, invest it, or pay down debt. save the money you earn, invest it, or pay down debt. How about this? Let's do all three. Okay. How about that? Let's do all three. We're not just talking about, saving it. We're not just talking about paying off the debt. We're not just talking about investing, but how about we do all three? That's going to put you in a good position to win. I would highly suggest getting back with the person that referred you to this information here tonight to figure out how you can get involved with our company, Nove, to be able to generate hundreds or even thousands per week or per month as a side hustle for you as well. We got people all across the country that's doing this as a side hustle, okay, and a legit business. Number 6, pay down debt. That's number 6, okay? We're halfway through. Paying down debt. See, it starts, if things start to get bad in the economy and your income suffers, the more debt you have paid off now, the less obligations you'll have to worry about later, okay? If you have revolving credit card debt and have started saving money, consider paying down the credit card debt because it could be costing you for 20% interest annually, okay? That you're certainly not earning, setting in your bank account. All right, so you want to start paying off that revolving debt because it's costing you more money having to pay that credit card bill every month than it is the money just sitting in your savings account. So you want to build those funds, but you want to get rid of revolving debt very, very quickly. So paying off debt now can also save you hundreds of dollars in interest payments later on. So, and also what this is going to help you do when you pay down debt is improve your credit, okay? Speaking of improving your credit score, the next way to prepare for the coming recession, number 7, is to improve your credit score. Improve your credit score. That's number 7. Keeping your debt low and your credit high will make you more secure and better able to leverage opportunity when it knocks. Okay? Because there will be opportunities that knock. A high credit score can save you money if you do need to borrow. Okay? A high credit score puts you in positions where you need to borrow money and leverage that for business opportunities. See, there are many people that are able to still to get through the recession and build big businesses because typically what happens is people start to sell, right? People start to sell. The real estate market, there's tons of foreclosures and they're selling these properties and this land for cheap. Why? Because people are losing so much of it. Well, if you put yourself in a position to have money, if you put yourself in a position to have credit, you can be able to leverage those opportunities. So when the recession ends and it becomes a buyer's market, and when people are out here and they need to rent because they can't buy, you are in position to leverage that and start building wealth, which in turn starts building a legacy. So it's important for you to understand that. Let's look at an example. If you got a high credit score, how it's going to be able to save you money. Even if you're looking to buy a home, there's, thousands upon thousands of people that we work with that come to us because they want to buy homes. And they need better credit. Check this out. If you borrow $250,000 with a 30-year, 4% fixed mortgage, and over the life of the loan, you'll pay $179,674 in interest. Okay, so almost $180,000 in interest alone over 30 years with just a 4% fixed rate mortgage. But the interest rate to a 6% fixed rate mortgage, you'll pay $289,000. Okay? As a matter of fact, $289,595 in interest. So I want you to understand how huge that is. I mean, we're talking about almost double the amount of interest. That's a difference of nearly $110,000, enough to help you retire early. Okay. Start a business. I bet you could, right? Or put your kids through college. In short, those measly 2% percentage points could change your life. And check this out. Believe it or not, the difference between 2 percentage points in your interest rate may be anywhere from 30 to 50 points in your credit score. You got to understand how powerful it is to be able to have a great credit score. You need to be educated on credit, assisted with removing negative items from your credit report and gain access to get positive items on your credit report. And these are items that are actually owned by you, okay? And Nove helps you do all these things legally in the most affordable way possible, okay? So remember what I said earlier about getting with the person that referred you to get more information so we can show you how. Moving on to number 8, we're closing, we're nearing the end here. You want to track your spending. It's very, very important that you start tracking your spending if you want to prepare for the coming recession. It's easier to reach financial goals if you know where your money is really going. Okay. If you're taking notes, I want you to jot that down. I need to know where my money is going. I want you to jot that down. I need to make a disclaimer. I should have said this earlier. I'm going to work out after I finish this webinar. That's why I have on a t-shirt. I tell most of my leaders, you don't want to do webinars in a t-shirt, Ashley, but I'm just changed so I can get out here and go to the gym. I digress. Okay. So you want to be able to make sure, all right, you want to be able to make sure that you can reach your financial goals, and it's going to take you knowing where your money is going. If you can start seeing what's happening to cause your financial problems, then maybe you can fix your financial problems. So you're never going to be able to correct what you're not willing to confront. And until you can look at what the issue is and diagnose a solution, then you're not going to be able to fix the problem. So it's important for you to be able to understand. You got to be able to start tracking things. You got to be able to start tracking things. That's what, it's going to take, honestly, in a recession or not, a good financial game plan. Okay. And I want everybody to think about that. I want everybody to ask yourselves right now, do you have a good financial game plan? Let's go ahead and move on to number 9. Number 9 is check your portfolio. Check your portfolio. Now, I know some people may say, Rico, well, this is a little bit above my pay grade. I currently don't have a portfolio. Well, hopefully one day you will. Okay. If you plan on building wealth, if you plan on getting to a point of leaving a legacy and not just leaving debt, if you plan on being in a position where you can actually retire at some point and enjoy your life, man, and travel to where you want to travel or drive what you want to drive or live where you want to live, if you eventually plan on getting there, let me tell you something. You will have a portfolio of investments. I'm not just talking about a folder. Okay. I'm talking about, some investments, some commodities. I'm talking about you being in a position to have your money work for you. And some of you, if you've been working a while, some of you already been making money. Some of you, if you've already been investing, guess what? You already have a portfolio. But the question I have for you is, when was the last time you adjusted maybe your 401k or your IRA investments? Okay. That's something to write down. If you have no investments, you need to figure out, well, what's a 401k? What's an IRA? We're going to do some other conference calls in the future, some webinars to educate you more on those things. But do you have too much money in stocks? That's another question to ask yourself, especially if you're near retirement. Now, listen, I'm no certified financial planner. I'm not somebody who's going to help you or teach you how to invest. I didn't go to school for any of that stuff. Guess what? I know a few. I have a few myself, but let me tell you what I recommend. It's looking at your investment portfolio and start researching on what moves to make, doing in-depth research, or hiring someone qualified. Okay? Because what's this going to do is help you save all the money that you could potentially lose. Somebody said, well, I can't afford a financial planner. Well, the reality is you can't afford not to have one. The reality is you can't afford not to have a plan to fix your credit if you have bad credit. If you're in a lot of debt, you can't afford to not have a software that's showing you how to pay down your debt. If you don't budget your money, you can't afford not to have an online budgeting tool that's showing you all your money and where it's going. You can't afford to keep doing what you're doing if you don't have those things in place. Let me tell you why. Because it doesn't take the recession to get you. You already got it. And I say that from a humble place. I'm not saying that to be mean, but what I'm doing here is explaining to you that something has to change in order for your life to change. And you got to be able to put yourself in a position where you can be able to do that. See, there are a lot of people that lost big during the recession and economic downturn. Too many people had too much invested in stocks before the last economic downturn. Consequently, many lost a good chunk of their retirement savings when times hard times hit and the markets took a nosedive, so you might want to contact somebody and start talking about some bonds. Okay. Maybe chilling on the stocks right now. Again, I'm not saying that's what you totally need to do, but that's the kind of conversation I have with my guy. So you need to start having conversations with yours as well to make sure that your money is protected when this recession comes. Okay. There's no excuse for that. And also, you might consider rebalancing your portfolio. Let's go ahead and kick in the number 10 and we're going to get out of here. Number 10, don't wait. That's number 10. Don't wait. By the time anyone declares we're in a recession, it's too late to prepare for one. Let me say that again. And y'all might want to go ahead and if you're going to share this video, you might want to put this at the top. Like when you share it, for everybody to be able to read it and to understand it. By the time anyone declares we're in a recession, it's too late to prepare for one. That's the one reason it's good to get ready right now. So if you're sharing this video, you got to be able to understand that you're not just out here trying to sell somebody something. You're not out here trying to pitch somebody. You know, we're not telling somebody, look, we got the next best thing to slice bread and come sell it. No, we got something that the vast majority of this country needs. The reality is you're going to be able to help a lot of people, including yourself, once you start getting financially educated and getting the tools you need to win and being able to share that with other people so you can't wait. See, before recession becomes official, there are warning signs. You know, more important than the warning signs, though, is simply getting started preparing for the next downturn. You always got to be prepared. Let me tell you why, because it's inevitable. It's inevitable. It's going to happen. You know, what are you doing to prepare for the next recession? I'm not saying it's going to happen next week, right? But what I am saying that it will eventually happen. It's not a matter of if, it's just a matter of when. Why? Because that's how our economy works. You know, there are a lot of individuals in what we call this monetary society. Okay. You know, that are out here that put things together. Okay. You know, for our economy and our country to work, you know, but you got to understand that there's ups and there's downs, but there are certain people who are not affected by the ups and downs as much as people whose whole lives are flipped upside down. You know, it's like the super rich are not really affected by the downturn. And guess what? The super poor are not either. Okay. Most of the people who are affected are the people that are right in the middle. If you're at the top, life gonna be good, right? Because, you know, you can spread that thing out. You can diversify. It's all good. If you at the bottom, if you ain't got much, it don't matter what happens. You ain't got much to lose because you ain't got much anyway. But when you right there in the middle, when you're trying to survive, when you're out here doing everything it takes to make sure that your family can pay their bills and make sure you can have a little bit of time with your family or be able to push towards your goals and your dreams, those are the majority of the people that are affected. See, Nove has a product that allows you to get the credit improvements you're looking for, helps you get out of debt, allows you to set budgets, to see where your money's going, and increases your financial literacy to excel in any economy. Not to mention being able to earn additional income with a side hustle. You know, I know it sounds like a shameless plug, right? You know, because I'm the Nove CEO and I'm on here doing this webinar right now. But what you got to understand is this, and I'm serious. Nove has everything you need to prepare for the coming recession and to help others prepare as well. If you like more information on our company, you can visit novemoney.com. But if you were referred to this information here tonight, get that with the person that referred you and find out how Nove is going to help you get equipped for the coming recession and empower you so you and your family will be secure. With that being said, look out for other videos, other webinars. Get on our email list, get educated, get started. Let's change your life so you can help others change their life as well. Now, in this webinar and conference call with this, you got to start creating your own reality. You know, there are a lot of people, you know, that are terrified right now about what's going on in the market and what they see coming. You know, there's some people that are not worrying much about it at all. Though there's some people who wait until the weekend to enjoy themselves or wait until holidays, or they can't wait until the 1 week of vacation that they get from their job to be able to live the life that they want to live. But let me tell you something. When you have faith, you work hard, you take advantage of opportunities, and you believe in God to be able to put you in a position to gain the knowledge you need and put you around the people so you can succeed. Let me tell you what happens. You create your own reality. That's what we're doing here in Nove, and that's what we hope to do for you as well. God bless, good night, and we'll see y'all next time.